It's no accident that we stand here in the middle of Hillsboro, surrounded by a health and education district, that we're in an environment made of technology, sustainability, community service, and collaboration, and where the dreams of a better future are becoming tangible, solid, and realized before our eyes. Phil, on behalf of the faculty, students, staff, members of the university, and particularly the students, faculty, and staff of the College of Health Professions, we thank you for all your leadership.
So much has come from this collaboration with this community and our partners at Pacific. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here today to thank my dear friend Phil Creighton and see in the naming of Creighton Hall a material legacy that goes well beyond the intangible gifts he's also given us. Although, Phil, I thought it should be called Dr. Phil Hall. I was overruled. On behalf of Tuolde Healthcare, I would like to say thank you, Phil. I hope the designation of this building with your name will show our gratitude and act as a reminder to all who work and serve in this district of the good we can do when we work together in building a healthier community. Thank you.
Phil is no stranger to visible signs of progress. Under his leadership, this university has 5 new environmentally sustainable buildings in 5 years. We have added programs, partnerships, and a renewed sense of self and mission. Our campuses are beautiful, vibrant, and filled with students and professors who are working within their communities, both inside and outside the university. Our facilities on our campuses are better than they have ever been and represent partnerships never before seen here. Since Phil has announced he will be leaving his post, he has said time and time again these words: "The biggest change I've seen is in the people here, and I guess that's the most rewarding of all the accomplishments." Phil has changed us. He's helped us to come together and embrace the opportunities and traditions that Pacific's founders had in mind when they started the Academy in 1849. And so it is with appreciation for giving our dormant traditions the renaissance they deserve that we thank him by naming this building, the first on Pacific's Health Profession campus, in his honor. Too often when we name a building or a road or ideas after a person who inspired their existence, that person is not there to thank. But today, Phil is here, and in naming this building after him, we can not only show our appreciation for and dedication to his legacy, but we can also look him in the eye, shake his hand, and say thank you, Phil. So it is with great pleasure that I am able to formally announce today that the Board of Trustees for Pacific University has voted unanimously, and this was easy, that this building be named Philip D. Creighton Hall to honor the distinguished service of our president, our leader, and our friend, Phil Creighton.
I'm overwhelmed by the recognition this building represents. And I know Lee joins me in expressing our deepest gratitude in such a poignant occasion for both of us. I need to point out, however, that you haven't exactly played very fairly. In fact, you've taken advantage of my Scottish heritage by having a piper here today. You know how Scots are with pipers. As you start winding down both a tenure at a place and also your career, you spend some time reflecting about things have gone well, things have not gone well, things you wish you had done, things you wish you hadn't done. And you think about all those things you've accomplished by being part of a university and part of a dynamic team. I find myself, as I begin this reflection, thanking more and more people every day, because it's quite obvious, and it should be clear to everyone, that as we've done these amazing things, it's important to reflect we have done these amazing things together. Shoulder to shoulder, we've built this campus, we've built this university to a much better place, we've changed and modified programs, but we have done it together. And together is what is behind me reflecting in this building. I've been truly fortunate to work with a great administrative team. And serving as president with these individuals made my life so much easier. Phil Akers, Lee Colall, Eva Krebs, Willard Kneep, John Miller, and Darlene Morgan have made my times here at Pacific deeply satisfying and rewarding. And as far as I'm concerned, their names should be ever intertwined with mine at the naming of this building, because it does represent a team's effort. Our board of trustees has been superb, and I'm deeply grateful for their dedication and specifically their confidence and trust in me as president. Particularly want to acknowledge the leadership of our former board chair, Tim Showerman, and his friendship to me. I appreciate the trustees being here today. It adds meaning and significance to this event beyond words. Investing in our success, also we've had some very, very critical and key partners. The first is the city of Forest Grove, and I appreciate Mayor Kidd being here today. It was through Forest Grove we sold the bonds that made this building possible and financed this building. With the city of Hillsboro, who actively partnered with us in establishing this campus and continue to help and guide us through this process. Tuolumne Hospital, as you already heard from Sarah, who not only shared our vision about what could be accomplished by working together, but have also contributed so much more to us as we move forward. The Virginia Garcia Memorial Clinic has given meaning to our commitment to service and have provided a partnership where we can act that service out every day. To the architects, to the construction contractors, to the faculty and students who add life and substance to this building, my thanks. Earlier this week, when I was having some conversations on campus, I came across a student who came up to me and said, I heard there's going to be a building named after you at the Hillsboro campus. And I said, well, yes, that's true. And he said, sweet. He says, and you're not even dead yet. You know, I was both amused by his response, but also grateful in his confidence in my condition and existence. And I've reflected upon that comment, both the sweet part of it and being not dead. And I've come to conclude that his comment really suited this occasion very, very well. So I am very grateful for that. As honored as Lee and I have been by all the appreciation shown to us by various members of this campus and by this university community, the greatest satisfaction comes from the confirmation that so many of us are involved in Pacific's success. So many of us have shared the commitment to move this university progressively and effectively forward. And so many of us have acted on our dreams to provide Pacific a bright and promising future. I am honored that you have thought highly enough of my service to this university and to this community that you name a building after me. No one asked me, but I feel very uncomfortable with the name Philip on that. The only two people who would address me as Philip was my mother and my wife, and usually for the same reason. But I am extremely grateful. So I'm honored by this, and particularly honored by this dynamic building that represents so many good things about the practice and performance of medicine. And I will be perpetually honored by this building if it continues to remind us of our mission as a university, and specifically that collaboration, stewardship, and leadership are the legacies that each and every one of us can and should leave to the community. Thank you all very much.